some questions?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, what a hard-fought, like, ugly defensive battle, right, from both teams. It was one of those, like, slugfests. Alex loses a tooth. I mean, guys miss shots they normally make. Pepperdine makes a fantastic run, and our guys, man, they found a way to win on the defensive end by, going on, I think it was an 8-0 run and finishing the game with a bunch of defensive stops. Like, that's how you do it, right? And that's what we've been doing this year. But that's how you win games. I mean, Pepperdine, they're healthy. Like, if you look at their their schedule this year, this is only their 5th game where they've had their full starting lineup, right? And that's a good team, and that's a gutsy win. And super proud of the guys, multiple guys. Colby Lee, right? What an awesome job the last 4 minutes when Kessler Edwards, number 15, got hot. Colby came in and he didn't get another basket. Trevin Nell, right, stepping up and hitting some big shots. Connor Harding grabbing 10 rebounds. And then Matt Harms, completely protecting that rim like the stud that we thought he was going to be when we recruited him here, right? And so just super proud of the guys. They should really enjoy this. But come Monday, we're going to dive into this film. And now it's a game of adjustments, both teams.
All right, we'll go with Darnell and then Mitch.
Yeah, Chris, you talked a little bit about the defense down the stretch. What else allowed you to bring that home when they made that run?
Well, definitely the defense down the stretch. But I thought, having Alex and Brandon out there together made us feel a little bit better offensively with just, a couple ball handlers be able to get us into our offense. And then Matt Harms' buzzer beater at the end of the shot clock just was one of those taking the lid off the basket type shots, right? It was one of those things. But I thought our stops, right? I thought our stops, and then we didn't foul them. Pepperdine does a good job. I know this is a defensive end, but Pepperdine does such a good job in transition and getting to the foul line. And I think they only shot 2 free throws in the second half. It's just a fantastic job by multiple guys with moving their feet, staying down, and making them try to score over us. So it was just a fantastic job. And that offensive rebound, was it Connor at the end where it was Brandon Avery shot the 3 and it looked good, and we got a long rebound. We were able to set that and work some more clock. But man, it was not much offense in terms of just pretty 75, 80 points, but it was all the defensive end by multiple guys.
Yeah, Coach, what was maybe the conversation in the huddle at that 6:20 mark when you guys called the timeout?
Yeah.
What was the message to the guys at that moment when guys were up about 5:51, I think?
Well, the guys were following the game plan, right, with number 15 Edwards, because he's such a dangerous three-point shooter, with being there on the catch and trying to make him dribble to a shot. They were following the game plan. He just hit some tough shots. So it was now about gut check. Right? It was now about gut check of like who's going to stand up and get a stop, who's going to guard this kid. But that was basically the message. It was just like, hey, dig deep. This is why we do 2 days, right? This is why we have long, difficult practice at times because to simulate this type of situation. But that was basically the message, right? Coach Pope just challenging them and having someone step up, and that was basically just the message.
All right, Sean Walker, and then back to Mitch.
Coach, I'm kind of glad a little bit inside out here because I feel like you'd probably be more honest than Coach Pope. He's just never honest with us in the media. I asked this about BA though, and I'm gonna ask you kind of a similar question. Are these guys really buying into kind of these like dirty defensive wins where they just like put their hands down and just kind of get these grimy wins all over themselves? Because it's very different from last year's team and how you guys would win. So are they really starting to kind of buy into that and enjoy it?
They are. And you kind of look at our roster, right? We got some like rugged dudes. And what I mean by that is like Richard Harward, he's rugged, he's physical, right? Caleb Lohner, he's rugged, he's physical. Alex Barcelo, he's a pit bull, right? He loves physicality. Right, and Gideon George got length and athleticism. So just those group of guys are mixing in with the other guys that are buying into it. Now a guy like Colby Lee, right, going every single day against Richard, like he's starting to buy into it. Matt Harms played in the Big Ten. They just beat each other up all year long, right? So these guys are buying into it because the results with certain games at St. Mary's, at San Francisco, tonight, Pepperdine, is these physicality, tough, grinded out, winning on defensive end type games, and we're coming out, so far with wins, and so these guys are buying into it, right? Like they missed some, like we missed some good shots tonight, right? Like we had some shots in the paint that they're high efficiency shots for us that we want. We just missed them, but they're great shots, right? But they never let that affect them on the defensive end. Now, Pepperdine still went on a little run, but Matt Harms was still protecting the rim, right? Caleb Lohner had a great verticality at the rim against Kessler Edwards. So, I to answer your question, I believe they are, right? I believe they are. I believe that they're buying in and they're winning it on the defensive end and they're enjoying it, man. Like these wins, when you hold a team to, I think it was 54, those don't come very often, especially in today's game with the 3-point line. And to be able to do that to a team like Pepperdine who scores really well, man, it just my head coach that I played for, if he's probably smiling down right now because Coach Majerus' team that he loved to hold teams under 55, 53 points, so he's smiling down right now.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned him a few times already, but Connor Harding's contributions, I mean, he's been a guy that, started the first 12 games and come off the bench the last 4. Just what does it mean for the team and maybe just the culture that's in this program for a guy to get a new role and he's putting together a career high in rebounds and making some big defensive stops like Colby Ross?
It just talks about Connor's character, right? He's not worried about starting. He's not worried about all that stuff. He's worried about how he can help this team win. Right, he's worried about being focused on coming in the game and defending, rebounding, making open shots, making his teammates better, and he's gone out there and done that. Right, like that was one of the first guys Coach kind of talked about in the locker room after the game. We were just so proud of the fact that he grabbed 10 rebounds. Right, he did a good job during his minutes on Colby Ross. And so it just talks about the character, not just of Connor, but what this locker room is all about. I know we talk about it all the time, and it's a hashtag with best locker in America, but that's what it's about, right? A guy like Connor Harding now coming off the bench, and he's the happiest guy for someone like Trev who's in the starting lineup, but they can play together, and he comes off and he does his job to help this team win. So that's what it takes to be a winner, right? That's what makes teams super special because they have zero agenda. Right? They have zero agenda. They put their personal agenda aside and they do what's best for the team. And not everybody can do that. It's not easy to do. And I think that comes from Coach Pope, right? And the message he drills with our guys every day and challenges them every day about having this best locker in America and having no agenda but the team. So it starts with Coach Pope, and Connor's completely bought in.